Hey guys, Brian delivers you the goods here. I'm returning to you this afternoon for late, getting close to late this afternoon, pretty soon for a Halestorm album review. And this is for another new album review that I just got done listening to for Halestorm's Back from the Dead that I decided to choose for the next album to review because it was not a very long album, but yeah. I'm going to discuss what I listened to for this new Halestorm album, Back from the Dead, and let you know my thoughts on it. So let's dive into the third out of the 9 album reviews to review. So, yeah, I got a lot more album reviews coming up, even through the weekend, I believe. So I'm going to be pretty busy this whole weekend and all that. But still, what did I think of this album going into it? I think it rocks for sure. Um, I think Back from the Dead is probably one of their best releases, in my opinion. Don't get me wrong, there's some songs on here that I don't know if I feel for, but it is a pretty good album, for sure. Um, the title track itself was a banger, for sure. It came out back in August of last year, and definitely go check out my track review for it. I believe I still have it up on the channel, if I remember correctly, but yeah, Back from the Dead's getting a 5 out of 5. I enjoyed that track. It was such a banger. Lizzie Hale's vocals are pretty amazing in the song, and the overall production and the guitar and drum work in the song sounds really fucking good. So it's pretty heavy too. And yeah, 5 out of 5 for Back from the Dead. Wicked Ways is the second song, and that's another song that's actually gonna have a lyric video at midnight. They just posted it on their Halestorm channel or whatever, or something like that, that it's going to have a lyric video tonight. So, Wicked Ways was pretty awesome. Lizzie Hale was really going at it with her vocals in this song, and her yelling vocals too, as well. Sorry if I said too a few times. I didn't mean to say it like that. um, I enjoyed Wicked Ways. The guitar work in it is great, and so is the drum work. So, pretty amazing song. 5 out of 5 for that one, too. Strange Girl is the third track on the album, and this was a pretty catchy song, too. I think Lizzie Hale said this was one of her favorite songs she enjoyed writing, if I remember correctly. Watching an interview of a little bit ago about her favorite song on this upcoming album, which, yeah, this is a pretty good song. I enjoyed the catchy riffs, and the melody was very catchy, and Lizzie Hale was really singing her heart out in this song, so 5 out of 5 for Strange Girl. Bright Side's a pretty good song. Really enjoyed it from start to finish. Um, Basically, Lizzie Hale was vocals in it, shined very well in this song, and it flowed naturally with her normally singing too. So 5 out of 5 for Brightside. I really enjoyed this track. The Steeple was the next song, and it was the second single for this album, and that was a pretty damn good song, honestly. I wasn't sure if I was gonna like it at first when I first heard it, but it's grown on me a lot more after repeated listens, and it's a pretty interesting concept behind the song. There's a pretty interesting concept behind the song, but like I said, you'll have to remind me in the comment section below. I know it's about a church or choir or something like that, saying that these are my, this is my church and you are my people and all that. Something like that. I think she's meaning it for the fans and all that. It's like a fan thanking the fans kind of song. So 5 out of 5 for the Steeple. Terrible Things is where the album goes to its mellow points. Um, it's a pretty melodic song. It's very mellow. Um, you don't get you get like acoustic guitar in this song, and it sounds really nice. So I really enjoyed the lyrics behind the track are phenomenal, and Lizzie Hale singing and the song sounds really amazing, and the acoustic guitar sounded really nice in this song. So 5 out of 5. My Redemption's another slow jam rockin' track, I guess you could say, but it works very well with what it's going for. With the rock sound it's trying to go for, so 5 out of 5. Bombshells, the 8th song on the album, and I wasn't sure what I was gonna think of this song going into this song, but it definitely rocks for sure. It's a pretty amazing song, so 5 out of 5 for this one. I don't know if I got much to say on this, but there's some lyrics that I kind of almost cringed at on Bombshell, but not too much where I cringed too much, but it still did very well with what it was going for, with the overall chorus coming in and sounding really fucking good. So Lizzie Hale kind of shined in the chorus of Bombshell. So yeah, 5 out of 5. I Come First is another song that I think is my least favorite. It's a solid track, but it's one of the least favorites in my opinion. There's some lyrics that are a bit cringy at times, but at the same time, this is where the writing starts to fall a little flat towards the end of the album, but you'll be surprised what I'm going to give the last song, because I really enjoyed the last song too. Um, Psycho Crazy is a mediocre song. It's not the best song, but it's something, so 4.5 out of 5, and 4.5 out of 5 for I Come First as well. Raise Your Horns is the final track on the album, and that is a great closer to this album. It's pretty mellow and nice piano work in the song, and basically Lizzie Hale just shines well with her vocals. It's more of a choir, not choir kind of singing song, but like she's doing an a cappella thing with this song, and it sounds really nice. So 5 out of 5 for Raise Your Horns. I like that her voice starts getting higher towards the end of the track, and it sounds really good. So overall, production, mixing, and execution, I think Back from the Dead was a better album than the last album they made, which was Vicious, I believe it was called, if I remember correctly. Yeah, Vicious was pretty good, or at least good, but this one is much better, in my opinion. More heavy guitar riffs, more heavy drum work, and a pretty rockin' album, too. So, overall, I think Halestorm Back from the Dead is a pretty rockin' album. I highly recommend you check this out for sure. And first score for me, I'm giving Halestorm Back from the Dead a 9 out of 10. This was a pretty awesome album. It's very, very much rocks for sure. And like I said, definitely check this album out when it comes out at midnight tonight, because I think you'll be really enjoying this album. But with that being said, comment below. Let me know what you guys thought of the Hailstorm album, Back from the Dead, if you've heard it. And if you enjoyed this album review I made for you guys today, which I know it's like 4:30 in the afternoon doing this album review in my time. But comment below and let me know what you guys thought of this album review I made for you guys today. Tap a like on this video if you liked it. Subscribe to my channel if you can. Support the channel. I will be returning to you for another review. I think it's going to be for Ibaraki Rashomon, or maybe Fozzy I'll decide to review. I don't know for sure which one I'm going to decide to review next, but I'll come up and see what I think of these next albums to review. But with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this album review for Hailstorm Back from the Dead. Keep in mind, I did the best I could to make it as good as possible. I really enjoyed this album, for sure. This was their best work to date, in my opinion. they're starting to get a lot better and improving a lot more with their music. So this is a pretty good album for sure. A really good album. So stay safe, guys. Take care, and as always, I'll see you in my next review.